It seems like every single day there's a new diet that comes out or a new way to lose weight. It's crazy.
It is crazy. And a lot of talk about macros. So today we're talking about the macros of getting fit. And this is Chick to Chick. So you and I, we like to work out.
Yep.
We like to eat well. We pay very much attention to it. You are a cookie monster.
I have a bad sweet tooth.
Both
the
of
peanut
us
butter pie
is the death of both of us.
Both of us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Something that has been important to me has been really understanding food as it pertains to working out. And interestingly enough, I had a friend that I have known for a long time, and she started a Facebook post, and it was all about this. Super interesting information.
So, although, I do have a sweet tooth. I do. Peanut M&Ms. I know, it's bad. Cookies, it's really bad. But it's all done in moderation, and I think we both subscribe to something that we called conscious consumption, because we do realize that it's 80% food and 20% fitness. I go to the gym routinely, you work out routinely, and I will see these women who say, I work out and I lift for 2 hours and then I walk and I run and and I can't lose any weight.
Who has time?
But then they'll tell me, well, I went out last night and I had a big cheeseburger and a big thing of French fries, and then I had 3 drinks, and I'm like, hello?
What the heck?
Hello? Yeah. Why aren't you losing weight?
Now you know.
It's not all about this fitness. It's about the food, and 80% of it has to do with what we eat.
Yes. So today we have a wonderful guest. Gretchen Oates is with us today, and she is the friend who has started her G Fit Nutrition on Facebook. Gretchen, thank you so much for being with us today.
Well, thanks for having me.
Gretchen, you subscribe to something called macros. Now, I've heard of this. Yeah. I've heard of macros and I've heard of micros, and I can't follow any of it. So can you break that down for us? What are macros and what are micros?
So the easiest way to understand macros is those are the things your body needs in large quantities every day. So that would be your carb, protein, and fat. So you have to just figure out where your body's energy balance is, i.e. how many calories you need, and then you quantify what best to get from each macronutrient to build muscle is kind of the goal that I look to do. And then micros are more of your vitamins and minerals that your body needs in small quantities. That's why they're the micros.
And why is it important that you understand this along with working out or whatever else you're doing? Because they do go hand in hand, correct?
Yes, and it gets especially important as you're aging, because a lot of women don't understand as they hit 40, they start to lose their lean muscle mass in their body, about 0.5% per year. So the way to kind of get around that is to use nutrition and fitness for your advantage. And when you eat the right macros and do the right workouts, you build that lean muscle mass back up, and then you don't see that shift that most women see to gaining in the middle.
So Carrie brought up that you started posting things about a year ago, and I saw you out and about a year ago too, and I'm like, girl, what's up with your guns? Like, you were like changing. Tell us your story. Like, what happened in your life and how did you change your body and get into all of this?
Well, I worked out for years. I started out just socially working out after my daughter was born to make friends. I was a stay-at-home mom. I found out, wow, I'm pretty good at this working out. But at the same time, my body didn't really change. I enjoyed it. I looked fit. I was thin. And then over a 3-year period when my daughter had an illness, I gained a little bit of weight. So that made me self-conscious. Into my gym walked a trainer who had guns kind of like I do now. And I said, I want to look like you. I want you to show me and teach me how to do this. And that was the first time I subscribed to actually combining nutrition with my fitness. And that is where the change happened for me at age 45.
And it has been a change. Okay, we need to see the guns.
I was just going to say, take them out. Let's see the guns.
We got to see the guns.
Oh,
I love it.
Oh, look at that. Look at you.
I know.
Wait, how old are you now?
I'm 51 now.
What? Okay, let me see those again.
You look amazing.
Look at you.
Now,
holy smokes.
Looking amazing is one thing, but feeling is also another. So as you're incorporating the foods and you're working out, how's your body feeling?
Most of my clients will tell you that even within the first week, they notice less bloating and those changes happening in their body. but I have more energy than I ever had before. I used to get sluggish, especially in the afternoon. That kind of goes away, and you just feel better overall. I have not been sick once since COVID started, knock on wood, but I think because I'm eating and healthy and doing nutrition, it has built up my immunity in that manner too to make me healthy overall.
So when you are working with a client, do you subscribe to that? You got to lift for an hour, you got to run for an hour, you got to do cardio, or do you put most of the emphasis on what they're eating in combination with the exercise? Where's the emphasis here?
Well, the emphasis that I do is nutrition, even though I'm a certified personal trainer. And then what I do is I give them what fits into their lifestyle for the workouts they want to do. Do they want to work out at home? So I will give them suggestions that they can easily fit in and work out the amount of time they want to devote at home. If someone wants to take it a little more higher level, I'll set them up with workouts that they can do that kind of can get more results like mine. But for the most part, the emphasis is on nutrition, and that's what they report into me, how they're doing on their nutrition goals.
So to get guns like yours, it's all about eating the right food in combination with lifting, because if I'm not eating the right food and I'm lifting, I'm not going to have guns like yours. Is that what you're telling me?
You can't have cookies and guns, okay? You can't.
For the most part, you need to have protein. Protein's where it's at in building muscle. So you have to kind of bump up your protein a little bit, nothing crazy. And then if you combine that protein with the weightlifting and eating the macros, because carbs are part of it, you aren't going to build muscle or get toned if you do not take in carbs too. But it is the combination of both and the nutrient timing of keeping that nutrition coming in throughout the day that will build muscle.
So you and I are the same age, and I am very much finding that I needed to do more of a lifting style of workout or add weights in than, say, pounding away in the treadmill or outside running. Why is it that as we get older, it's really important to do more of that? Because I think people are very intimidated by it.
Well, because number one, your body, as you age, once you hit 40, you start to see that shift. You're losing that lean muscle mass as the natural part of the aging process. So there's one way to flip that around. And if you look up any guidance on menopause and nutrition built around that time, it's going to tell you to do a couple things. It's going to say lift a little more weights, up your protein a little bit, eat whole food, and get more movement. And that is what my program is built around. 80% whole food, but we can still 20% of the time keep in that soul food that we love and be flexible and you don't have to be super perfect.
You said two things that I think are important. You talked about protein, carbs, and fat. And I think a lot of people are like, oh, I can't eat carbs. I mean, I eat bagels and I don't think anything of it. Mm-hmm. And you talked about eating fat as well. What kind of fats are healthy fats that fit into the macros, I'm sorry?
Okay, so you want to gear more towards your healthy fats. So that would be your things like olive oil, the omegas that you get from fatty fish like salmon, tuna, the fats you get from an avocado. However, avocado may be super healthy, but a whole avocado's got 30 grams of fat, so you can't eat that whole avocado. It's understanding the serving size, which for most people is about a quarter of that avocado. So that's where fats have to come in. They're 9 calories per gram. It's calorie dense, so you have to understand your serving size with it, but your body needs it for essential bodily processes, and it makes us feel full.
So when people go out to eat, I think that they find that there's just an overabundance of food. You're talking about avocado. A big thing is like avocado toast.
Yeah.
If you go out and you order that, there's no way that you should be eating all of that. So as people are incorporating these healthy, nutritious meals that they're making at home and they want to go out and be social, how do they do that the right way? And when's a good time to introduce that if they're really starting a new program?
Oh, I teach my clients when they come in, I'm big on education, and we spend a big portion of it on how to quantify food. And some of that is just basic hand signals. You saw me do this. That's a 4 tablespoons, about a quarter of an avocado. So you can do things like the palm of my hand. The palm of my hand like this is 3 ounces of meat. And then carbs are a much smaller serving for your whole grain carbs. It just fits in the palm of your hand. That's why when you're at the Olive Garden and your plate comes out this big with carbs, you got to count out, okay, I could have this many of that. It's learning those techniques that make you successful eating out.
Okay, so give us a typical day of what we should be eating. Give us an example of breakfast. Do you have a snack before you have lunch again? Do you have a snack before you have dinner? Talk us through what a typical day should look like.
Okay. Well, that's going to vary for everybody because you can work your eating around your schedule, but nutrient timing is important. And what we like to do is keep incorporating protein 4 to 6 times a day. By doing that, that maximizes your muscle synthesis. So that is the timing. And then you work that around your schedule. But the most important timing is number 1, eat breakfast, get nutrition in your body when you wake up within the first hour. And then after your workout, you have like a 1 to 2 hour window to kind of get nutrition back in your body where your body's primed to use that the way it needs to use it.
So what should we be eating for breakfast? Give us an example of breakfast, that snack, lunch, etc.
Okay, so for breakfast, I will have a high protein Greek yogurt, 10 nuts, very specific on my serving size, and half a serving of fruit so I get my quality carb. I incorporate my macronutrients into every meal. Then I go work out and I have a shake. Lunch is probably something simple, usually like a salad with protein or a sandwich that has some lean lunch meat on it from the deli or leftovers because I like to cook. I have a mid-afternoon snack because I have to eat 6 times a day. Some of my clients only need to eat 4 depending on where they're at in their macros. So it's different for everyone. So for a snack in the afternoon, I probably would have like some more nuts or something to keep me full until dinner time. Dinner, I am an intuitive eater. I am most hungry at dinner time. So I save more calories for later in the day when I know my body's going to be the most hungry. And then based on where I'm at with my macros, I will fit in a 6th snack to kind of fill because I have to eat 2,500 calories every day to maintain my weight and my lean muscle mass.
Wait, I didn't hear a cookie. I didn't hear cookies. I didn't hear peanut M&Ms. I didn't hear peanut butter pie.
No.
Am I not allowed
I
to
sneak
eat any
those
of that
things in.
stuff?
I can easily sneak and fit things in because my calorie requirements are high. And it's flexible. So as long as I'm hitting my carb, fat, and protein, if I want to squeeze in a peanut butter egg, because I'm going to make those on Saturday, I can fit it in. It's just all about, you want to prioritize the whole food. But sometimes when you want to flex things in, like alcohol, which has no nutritional value, you can do that. And it won't impact you if you are consistently eating to the macros.
So for the person who's listening and they feel like this is just a whole lot of information and it can be very overwhelming, what is the first 2-3 steps that they should focus on to start to have a successful journey, ahead?
They should, number 1, find a nutrition coach to guide them because a lot of those macro calculators you find online are wrong. You're going to get bad advice or you aren't going to understand how to quantify yourself, your exercise to get the right energy balance, and finding your energy balance is where it's at when you want to do this properly. So get a coach, find a gym or some space you enjoy working out at that you like to go to, whether it be at home, with a friend, at a gym, wherever that is, and then just have a positive attitude and hit the grocery store to get your supplies that you need on hand to be successful because planning is the most important thing.
And if somebody wants to get in touch with you, how can they get in touch with you, Gretchen?
The easiest way to find me is on my GFit Nutrition page. It's GFit Nutrition on Facebook, the orange logo. You'll see my tattoo.
Look at it.
That's the picture on the front, and it's the orange logo. So if you find me on there, it's got my email address and my phone number, or you can just check out the page to see what I'm all about.
I love it.
Awesome.
Gretchen, thank you so much.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having me.
This was great information. She showed me her guns. I'm not messing with her. She tells me no cookies.
Don't touch it.
No cookies for me.
Yeah. Don't mess with Gretchen. It's really good advice, and I think it's just never gets old when we are having podcasts where we're telling people the value of nutrition and taking care of your body, right?
It's so hard. It really is hard to keep up with everything and trying to figure out what's the right thing to do, what's the wrong thing to do. But as she said, it's just about loading up on protein, carb, and good fat.
Yeah,
good fat.
Good foods. We appreciate you being with us today. Do us a favor, head over to our Chick to Chick YouTube page, like and subscribe until we are back to chirp about another topic.